Fantastic, guys. Great to see you, Gareth. Steve as well. Lovely to see you both. Welcome to Newcastle. Welcome back to Newcastle, Gareth.
Brilliant to see you here at St James's Park, and of course you're back here in just a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It's always been, whenever we've taken games on the road, we've had some amazing atmospheres, and obviously to be able to bring the team up to the northeast, I know how passionate everybody is about England, and of course to have to travel to Wembley is hard for everybody, so it's brilliant that we can bring the team up here, and we're really looking forward to it.
Brilliant opportunity to go to the hospital where Bobby Robson's ward was, where they're doing all the cancer trials, which is amazing.
It was great to be able to go to the Freeman Hospital and to visit Sir Bobby's wing, meet all the staff there who do an amazing job, and Sir Bobby's somebody that I've really held in the highest esteem. When you become the England manager, you think back to the people you've watched in the role and how they've conducted themselves and what it meant to me watching his team play, and he for me was always one of the standout figures for the way he carried himself and his passion for England and his passion for English football. So to be able to have managed nearly as many games as he has with England is very special, and to visit today and see the legacy that he left behind there, and to see Mark, his son, again, who I've met a couple of times over the years, it was a really enjoyable afternoon.
Steve would know Bobby better than me, but for me he was the one that I always looked up to as an England manager, the way he respected the position, the way he not only embraced...
We've held an event for what we'd call our top cappers, so people who've been able to travel and have travelled and supported the team abroad at a lot of our matches, as well as all the Wembley games. So, and I thought they were all going to be local, but we've had people travel not only from Yorkshire but Lancashire and Nottingham, and some up from London, so people have made an amazing effort really, and it was great to be able to meet them and have some pictures, sign their shirts. Also lovely to see Steve Howie. I've able to present him with his legacy cap, which I hope was a special thing for him. I know when I got mine it was very special, so I had fond memories of playing alongside him. One of my first games, my first start for England was alongside Steve Howie at centre back, so rolled back the years a little bit, but good to see him, and we've had a lovely night up here.
And of course it's the penultimate game before you head off to the Euros as well. How important is that in terms of your preparations for the tournament?
Very important, not only for some of the players to get a rhythm of playing together, but we're going to have some players that maybe have been missing some football with injuries, so that game in particular is going to be very important for some of them. But also, we love bringing the team on the road, and it's about us coming up here, and I know the feel that will bring. I was involved in an England game here a long time ago, and I'm looking forward to being on the sidelines.
Of course, it's the first time that England have come here, the men's team rather, since 2005. The first time that the Lionesses have ever played here as well. Do you get a real sense of the excitement from both sets of players about that?
Definitely, yeah. I think everybody knows the atmosphere at the stadium here anyway, so and I don't think they'll fully appreciate it until they walk out, and of course for most of them they're not used to having the crowd right behind them, so and I know the girls are really looking forward to coming here as well.
You say for most of the players, of course one player in particular, Kieran Trippier, he's very used to St James's Park, he's very used to the England squad as well. Obviously he's missed the last few games through injury, but you must be really hoping that he's fit and available for you for the Euros.
Yeah, he's an important part of our squad. He's a very experienced player at international level, and as well as we do the leadership qualities that he has, and the impact that has on the team and on the squad. So he fulfills a very similar role for us, and of course that adaptability that he can play on the right or the left is important to us as well.
And of course you've generally got quite a young squad, but how important is that level of experience at times as well?
Yeah, I mean there are obviously young players playing really well, and we've constantly put young players in, and players that have been playing well like Anthony Gordon this year, who did very, very well for us in the games in March, as he has done all season for Newcastle. So, but you still need lads with experience to bring all that together, and especially the big nights with England, boys that have been through it, that know what the knockout games, for example, take, or the games when you're under pressure. So it's good to have a balance in the group.
And in terms of Anthony Gordon, what was it about him, his performances this season, that earned him that call up?
Well, I mean, consistency for a start. He's been outstanding all year. We were able to see him in the Champions League games, which of course is very similar to our world. It's knockout games against top level opponents. Then the fact that he's weighing in with goals is important, but also the work he does off the ball. He works tirelessly for the team, and I think we saw that in our games in March as well. So we were very pleased with what he did.
And in many ways, has his performances got even better since the England call-up?
Well, you'll be a better judge of that than me. I mean, we've watched, I've seen some very good performances since then, and obviously a couple of games where the team have struggled a bit, but they've been hit by a lot of injuries, so it's been a long season. But as I said, he's been consistent right through the year, and we were very happy with what he did with us.
And of course, Kieran and Anthony are two English players that are very much at your disposal, but there's quite a lot here at Newcastle, aren't there? It must be quite an intriguing team for you to watch.
No, definitely. I mean, sometimes you go to games and you don't see many English players on the pitch. The one thing that's guaranteed here, as well as the atmosphere, is there's an English core, and obviously Nick Pope's been with us, Jamal Lascelles was with us with the under-21s, Tino's been with the 21s, and Lewis Hall with the junior teams as well. So, and Elliot Anderson coming over will I'm sure be involved with the junior teams very soon as well. So yeah, there's been plenty to watch. I know there's always a push whenever I come here. Everybody's telling me which English players I should be picking, but it's lovely. I know it means a lot to everybody here, and I'm sure there'll be some Newcastle players involved on the night when we play here.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, playing in the Champions League as well, not only the top end of the Premier League but the Champions League, it really does help to prepare players for the type of experience that you're just about to embark upon.
Yeah, definitely. You're playing against the best, but also in that environment where it's cup football and there's a different feel to it, and slightly different style to the game at times. So all those experiences are really important for players, and they're the games that we probably study more than any others, really.
When you got to the final of the last European Championships, the friendly here is just so close now. Does it feel like you're in a good place in terms of those preparations with the tournament so close? Yeah,
I mean, we're really pleased. We felt the team played well in Qatar. We, of course, were disappointed to lose in the quarters. But the performances after Qatar were good. To go to Italy and win, and then beating Italy at home in particular, were two very important games. We learned a lot from our games in March, not necessarily the results we wanted, but we were able to see a lot of players, which was important ahead of the summer, against top level opponents. And now we've got that little bit where we're not in control and we're just hoping everybody comes through without injuries, but we're very excited for the summer.